everybody. Welcome to a Quickie with Miss B. Today is Friday, Fabulous Friday, and you know what that means. We always try to save the best story for last to end it on a good note, because, it's Friday.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you
And
missed
we're weirdos anyway, so there's plenty of stories. Yeah. 6-year-old stole my fish. Little son of a gun.
If you missed any of the previous episodes, I can't talk. Please go back and check them out.
Yeah, we are definitely messed up people.
Well, this story that I'm going to tell you today is not my story, but I am going to share it because I just thought it was absolutely funny, fantastic, fabulous. So all this week we've been talking about the great outdoors, and today we're talking about the bear is where. Now, you all know that when you've gone camping, you have to be aware of bears in the woods. Yep, because they're like everywhere. Black bear, brown bear, bear everywhere. So I'm on my way to work and I'm listening to the radio. And this was actually on one of the radio stations, and I don't remember which one. Because they do like goofy stories and they tell funny jokes and they do all kinds of funny things in the morning just to kind of get you, up and at them and going and start on a good note. This story had me laughing all the way to my office because I have to walk about a block and a half to 2 blocks to get to my office. Okay, so here it is. It takes place in Alaska in the bush woods up there north. And these people have gone to this particular cabin before, and they decided that they wanted to go back to the cabin and go camping for the weekend, which they did. So it was the 2 girls that knew each other, and then one of the girls' boyfriends. Okay. So it's the 3 of them. Okay, so they're all having a good time, and they're very much aware, being that you're in Alaska, that there's bear out there. So you're very aware of your surroundings when you have to make that notorious trip to, what do you ask? The outhouse. Because dang well where they're at, there ain't no plumbing.
Nope. Potty box.
So she's going to the potty box. And as she's going to the potty box, she's kind of looking around, making sure she's paying attention and listening and looking and doing all the things that she needs to do. Because, from the camp or cabin where they're at to where the outhouse is, you got to walk a little ways. So she gets there. Now, let me interject something before I go further with this story. They decided to cook outside that evening for dinner.
So mistake number 1.
Yes, because people who have gotten some experience under their belt as far as doing anything in the outdoors, and especially camping, you have to be very careful with your food.
Yeah.
Because if you're not careful with the food, it's going to bring all kinds of unwanted critters into your said backyard.
Well, they would like to be careful with your food.
Yes, they would. So now she's in the potty, and she's going to go do her business, and she, drops her drawers and is going to sit her bum down on the potty. And all of a sudden, she gets this sensation of pain on her bum.
What is she sitting on?
I'm so glad that you asked. I don't know quite how the critter got in there, but it was a bear.
How do you sit on an outhouse and not know there's a bear in there with? Oh wait, he was.
It was at night.
Was he inside?
He was in the actual potty area where
he was in the depository.
Yes, he was knee deep in the depository.
Oh. Oh, so yeah, he was getting it. Moon over bear.
So she screams because, like, her bum hurt.
Well, that'll help.
The boyfriend and the other girlfriend come running. And she says, there's something in the depository of the outhouse. He lifts up the lid and sees the bear's head staring at him. They shut the lid. They get the heck out of there. They go back to the cabin. They tend to her wound because, like, she literally got bit on the bum.
Wow. There's a whole lot of things I want to say right now that I'm not.
And they waited till morning to go back into town to, to get her checked out at the local hospital or clinic or, whatever they have in that neck of the woods and make sure that she was okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
So I'm thinking, and come on, like bears, those are huge critters. Like, they're not small. So I'm thinking, how in the heck did he get into the outhouse? Well, the way that they had the outhouse put together on the backside, I guess it's where the extra deposits of waste, if you will, make their way away from the outhouse. So he went in through the exit of...
He went in through the outdoor.
He went through the outdoor. He went in through the outdoor. Okay, I'm just gotta say this. That would smell so crappy. I mean, poo, come on.
He apparently went, hey, somebody had something lovely for dinner.
Well, and that's what they after, they had time to speculate and reflect on it, then that's when they made the determination that he must have smelled something after they all went into the cabin. He was gonna, check it out, heard her come out, and most of the time bears don't really want anything to do with humans, so they'll just take off, and so he did, but he's like, ooh, here's a nice hiding place, let's go in the outdoor. Let's go in the outdoor.
And then she went to go out the outdoor. And he bit and he bit her door. He's like, oh, no, you're not depositing that, not down here. Not right now. You got company, sweetheart. Little warning, Nip. And out you go.
And on that note, we need to take a break. Back in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to a Quickie with Ms. B. If you missed the first half of the episode...
That's just so confusing.
You need to go back and check it out and take notes of things what not to do while camping.
It's just you're very confused at that story. You're like, so you all know what you're doing, huh? You're all smart people, right? Okay. Just checking, because you all don't seem very smart. Wow.
Oh yeah, like I said, it was in my story, but it was.
And she's lucky. She's lucky she got nipped because, number one, when you give that taste of blood to a bear, that's num-nums.
Yeah, and I don't know if she couldn't. She didn't know because obviously she can't turn around and check out her own bum, but she didn't know if she actually got bit or scratched, in that moment.
Yeah. But I mean, good night. Because I mean, that bear could have stood right up and went, brah, pulled her right down and went, it'll be a dirty meal, but whatever.
of it will be crappy tasting. Yeah. I'm sorry. I just.
I've only got one bear story, and it's nothing more but than a tiny woman telling me that I'm overreacting because I understand bears. All right, so we're up in the White Mountains.
Yeah.
Me and the former miss that you know, and I got kids. I got kids that are asleep. You know what I mean? And this is it's like a row of it's a hotel, but it's like, you know, rooms in a row. Imagine them on a mountain.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the front yard is woods, and the backyard is woods. Okay,
right.
Because you're in the mountains. So we enjoyed this place. We'd been there numerous times. You can just go out back. You know, I mean, at the time I smoked and she smoked, and we'd have some beers and just sit out. The kids are asleep now. And we're sitting on that little back spot. It's not really a back deck, it's a back door. But it has two chairs out there. So we're just sitting there, you know. And all of a sudden we hear this. I know immediately, because I know the sound, as you hear this, oof, oof. And I'm like, I wouldn't move. And she's like, what? Don't move. She's like, what do you mean, don't move? Stop questioning and don't move until I get a location on where our buddy is. And she's like, our buddy? I'm like, yeah. Obviously you're not paying attention. Then you hear, oof, oof. I'm like, okay. I'm looking around now. I'm looking really hard. He's right here somewhere, because to hear that snort that close, he's on top of us.
Oh no.
And you don't want to run, because a simple situation can be magnified bad, especially if I go to run and he comes at the door.
Right.
I got two little babies in there. That is a horrific, horrific, horrific thing to have happen, because they're like literally 6 feet from that door. I'll never get to them and get them up and out the front door in time. It won't happen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is maybe not be any big deal at all, but it could become a big deal. I don't know what kind of fella we're looking at. How big is this fella? I don't know. But he's enough where he's giving me that warning. I'm getting that little warning snout. You know, that woof, woof. You know, and then I hear the thud. Now I know he's not thrilled. He's doing that whole bouncing on the front paws now. So now I'm full-fledged nervous. Because it doesn't matter who you are or what you are. Number one, is it a 300-pound bear or is it a 105-pound bear? Either way, it's got five amazing, 3-inch claws that can do a whole lot of bad stuff with one quick poof. You know what I mean? Yeah, she doesn't realize what's going on. She's like, stop being a baby. I'm like, you know what you wanted? She's like, what are you going to do? She's like, yo, bear. She just starts yelling. I'm like, okay.
Oh, no.
And I hear it again. Woof, woof. Now it's closer. I'm like, oh, God. And we hear the thump, and I'm like, will you stop challenging him? She's like, oh, was he coming after me? I'm like, listen, stupid. So I start to walk towards the door, and I got my hand on the doorknob, and I've got the door open about a crack now. So I'm figuring I'm gonna try to get the door closed, grab both kids, and see if I can get to the front to throw them in the car.
Right.
But I need to get started moving that way now. I don't know where he's at. I still don't know where he's at. He's gonna come up. I'm figuring there's a hill in front of us that goes down a little bit. I'm figuring he's right there. Because they'll walk right along that. And I'm figuring he's right smack in front of us. And he's going to take 2 leaps over the top of that thing and be on us.
Yeah.
And she's being she's oh, is he going to eat me? Yeah, she's being super special.
Not the time to be super special.
I still haven't. Number one, I don't even have eyes on him. So I don't know where is he, how big is he, but I've heard the thudding twice, which means he's now. They'll put both front paws together. And they'll go, woof,
Yeah.
woof, and they stomp, they pound on the ground. And it's
Yeah,
like they're trying to get you to back up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. And the best part is it's April.
Oh, they just woke up. They're hungry.
Well, what if they got cubs?
And that too.
So yeah, there's a whole lot. My brain's analyzing the scenario, situation, realizing the possibilities and complications that could be arising any second right now. And I don't know where. I don't want to just go in the door because the second I do is if he comes up, he can come right in the door then. Yeah, that's not good. It's April. Look, 2 snacks. I don't need that. So I'm like, I got the door open a crack. And I'm getting ready to slide in there. And then as soon as she does, she turns around and she's like, he's not going to eat us. He's behind her.
Did she not see him?
She's looking at me. He is 4 feet behind her. He just came up over the top of the hill. Everything that I thought could possibly happen just happened. And then you hear, now the ground. You felt the ground move that time. Now she can hear, and her mouth has begun to gape. And she's looking at me, and I'm like, to live, I wouldn't move. And then I see him. 2 probably 30-pound cubs.
Oh, jeez.
And they're right behind her.
Oh,
She takes like 4 quick steps away from us, and they go running up to her as well. And then she took like 4 or 5 more steps. And I said, well, if you want to turn around real slow, she turns around, she looks, she went, oh, that's so pretty. I went, oh my God.
You could have just been killed by a bear, but that's so pretty. Okay.
And they took off. She went, see, nothing happened. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. All right. To this day, she doesn't realize, had the bear done a 360, I mean, like literally turned around, his snout would have hit her in the butt.
Yeah.
He was sideways to the building, but I mean, his shoulders were less than 4 feet from her.
Oh my gosh.
He had her. It was a girl bear, but she had her, right? I mean, one swipe, she had her. There was no movement. There was no nothing. No way to get away, nothing. That bear had literally come up along that ridge edge right there and was in front of us. It did have cubs. So I'm like, I'm realizing A, bad, B, bad, C, badder. Then there's D, more badder. And then there's E, more badder, datter. And all of them happened right then. And then the worst thing that could happen is that the bear just came up over the hill and was there. And guess what?
Ta-da!
Ta-da! There's the bear right there. And I mean, you could feel the ground. He gave her another warning. Stop. And that whole... And I'm like, she's now, her mouth did gape, and she did have her eyes bug out because she realized at that second, oh, you mean the bear behind me?
That be the one.
I told her, if you want to live, don't move.
Yikes.
And after those few steps away and then a few more steps away, I went, well, now you can turn around and look. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, my God. It's like, yeah, hi, you may be the mother of my kids, but you're stupid.
And on that note, we have to go. No glamping, no camping for me.
Yeah.